And we're live. To answer your question, Duty, homemade pizza, actually. It was a handmade dough, handmade pizza. It was all right. I think the yeast expired, so it didn't like rise up well, so the dough was kind of mediocre, but everything else was fantastic. Oh, big humph. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the stream. Uh, New camera. I mean, new is relative. I got this camera during Black Friday, so depending on the last time you watched, it might be new. My favorite thing about this new camera is the green screen. With this is the one that I was using before for my camera, the one that I'm using for the pack opening today, and it fucking hated my green screen. I would have to do like all these like weird shenanigans with lights to get the color even on the green screen. All these weird like changing the settings on it to get it to be the right shade of green, and it still would be splotchy. Like, I don't know how much you've seen my green screening, but like it wasn't the best, and it was this camera's fault. Got this camera, literally changed no settings, the default green screen setting, perfect. I don't know, it must be AI or something, but it's fantastic. I love this new camera. It's so great. Oh, yeah, I've been doing a lot of cooking at home recently. I just tried making a it's like a soy chicken thing. It was I put the chicken in like a marinade, and then I cooked it in the Dutch oven to brown it up each side a little bit. removed the chicken, sauteed some vegetables to deglaze the bottom, added in rice, added in water, and then put the chicken on top and then cooked it for a while. But I would just like grabbed a random rice I had in the cabinet, and it was some like weird Mexican rice that I've never used before. And I cooked it for like 30 minutes and the rice was still crunchy. So I was like, okay, fucking, I'm just gonna throw it back on the stove for a bit, let it cook some more, have my leftover pizza, and get stream going. Because otherwise, I'm gonna be like 30 minutes late. The flavor was really good, but the rice was ass. This is the second time I tried using this rice, and I cannot get this rice to cook right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Anyways, that's enough about food, though. Maybe I might talk more about food later. I've been getting really into cooking. Today's stream, we got some boxes to open. We got like 39 boxes of Compendium, technically 40, but I owe a buddy a box, so they get one of my boxes. So yeah, we're gonna be opening that. Gonna do some yapping. You're gonna vent because you got 0 L's. L. And if I'm like kind of looking to the side, it's because I have my camera kind of in the way here, and I keep trying to look at my. I should just do this. Put my OBS on this side, so I'm looking at it, because I had my face cam on OBS all the way over there. So I'm like, anyways. So we're gonna be opening packs. We're gonna do some yapping. Ideally, we're gonna be talking about the continuing my first impressions of the set. We're going to see how my ability to multitask doing that. This might just evolve into pack opening and yapping. But if nothing else, that'll be, oh, there's dead airspace and I'm just opening packs and not talking. Move on to the next card. So that's going to be like the subplot of the stream, if that makes sense. So let's tidy up over here. And I figured we got the reprint of Heart. This is a good opportunity to bust out the Heart playmat. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shift this over slightly, so that way I'm opening it up onto the Heart symbol and chat isn't covering it. And then I'll put my pulls underneath chat. Does that make sense, chat? I've also opened 0 packs of Compendium. Favorite art in the set? That's a tough question. Largely because I'm not familiar enough with the set yet to have an art opinion. If you don't mind, I'm just going to look at February real quick and see if any art jumps out at me. I know there's a couple last week when my nose started running as soon as I started stream. There's a couple I looked at when we were doing the Majestics that I was like, wow, that art is fantastic. And then we found a new artist that I really like. One second. So this guy? I don't think so. Oh, this might be my favorite set. Hey, Andy, what's up? Model? Temporal Wobble. If we ignore the text, I love this card. Great art. The Cheyenne card is kind of cool. Really like the art of Lunar Mirage. This one's cute. Is there a Meeps in the set? Nah. She's pretty. Crown of Everbloom is really pretty. Oh yeah, leave him speechless. That's not my favorite art, but that certainly is the card that had the biggest impression on me. Ice Crown? Ice Crown is pretty nice. Where'd it go? Okay, so here's my problem with Ice Crown. It's like, it's got that uncanny kind of pretty that scratches that part of my brain that goes, is this AI? And I'm not saying this is an AI, but like, you know, like nowadays when you're on the internet perusing stuff, and you have that thought in the back of your head when you look at shit going, is this AI, that like little radar in your head? I get that when I look at this, and I can't get rid of that thought when I look at this, so I can't unsee that, which is really unfortunate because it's very pretty art. I'm not accusing this of AI art or anything. I'm just saying that part of my brain gets triggered when I look at it because it's got that like uncanny prettiness. Same art as Heartbeat at Candlehold. That is a very pretty card. Heartbeat. Yeah, it does have that kind of style that AI art replicates. I would agree with that. This isn't new art, but I really like Cloud Cover. This is from the Aurora deck originally, I think. I really like this art. She's cute. Mm. Eh. Yeah, this is one we were talking about earlier. Leave him speechless. Certainly leaves an impact. I really like the shelter art. The new Stormstriders replacement. Monkey! Favorite art, monkey. I mean, obviously my favorite art of the set is this, but oh man, did you guys see the Prism cosplayer from, I think it was London? She did a really good young Prism. That was cute. I don't know how I feel about the alternate arts on the legendaries. They're like, all right. No, best Dromai is my Dromai, which is the alt art. I don't even. I have a alt art Dromai that has Hu Tao on it. Okay, let's get the first box going, and then we can start yapping about cards. Let me move some stuff out of my way. Pull OBS back up so I can actually see where I'm putting cards. And then let me know how you guys feel about this stream layout. Also, like if you guys have any like feedback or thoughts as we go of like, hey, can you move this or something like that? Let me know. I have no problem moving stuff around. I'm experimenting with this layout. Okay, first one. Boo! Boo is pretty cute. Not my favorite art or anything, though. Okay, so first card is Buzzard Helm. We're going to start with Brute. Anyone watching the VOD, what I'm going to do, I'm assuming we're not going to get through everything today. Last stream, we did all the Majestics. This stream, we're going to work on Commons and Rares. What I'll do is if you're watching the VOD, I'll edit the title with like a parentheses of which classes we get through today. So that way, if you care about that aspect of the stream, I kind of like that. That way it doesn't get messed up. That was something that I noticed on the last set. Sometimes they got messed up. But yeah, if you're watching the VOD, I'll put that there to be like, hey, this is the classes that we're talking about. And if some VOD viewer wants to put timestamps or anything in the comments for the different classes or anything like that, I'm sure someone will appreciate that. It's hard to get the glue. Let's give it a try. I might just leave these on the cardboard and just say fuck it and just open it from this. But first fancy pack. It's not too hard. I'm a little worried I'm gonna bend the card though. I'm just gonna make like a pile of those. I remember to open it up on camera. It's been so long since I did one of these. All right, let's see what we get first. We got a Fiddler's Green. Are they all the yellow rarity? Huh. And, oh, so you get 2 per pack. Okay, that's cool. Got a Fancy Truce. Is this Heart of Fiendel? I assume someone, and that someone's probably in my chat right now, is going to want to collect all these. I guess we'll put the pile right there. And let's get into our first packs. So, Buzzard Helm. When this defends, draw a card, then discard a... I'm going to need to put my trash on the other side. Discard a random card. If it's 6 or more power, is discarded this way, it gets +1, and it's a temper 1, so it's a 3-block helm. I mean, not really much to say about that. It's a 3-block helm. That's good in Sage. Ooh, we got a cold foil right off the bat. Volcanic Vice. How's the... I need some more. I might blind you guys. Kind of fucked with my green screen a little bit. I think this works. No, this kind of fucks with my green screen. Let's leave it like that. I'm just gonna adjust my key light over here real quick. It's gonna take me a sec though. That's not the right app. Okay, now I can actually see the cards. I have all the light in front of me, so it's like kind of casting a shadow, and I couldn't see what I was doing. My setup is kind of ass right now. There we go. So rare, foil, the rest of the crap. Yeah, I don't think there's much to really say about this card. It's a 3-block helmet. That's good. Predatory Plating. Instant, destroy this, gain a resource, activate only if you control a card with 6 or more power, and then has Guardwell 2. Rare? 3 rares? I guess you always get an equipment. So you like block, it's like an equipment worth 3 still. You get your 2 block out of it and then make the $1. So strictly better than playing either blocking equipment or the what's the chest that everyone plays to make the resource? Oh, we got a Wooble! Wooble. Great woobly moobly. Yeah, I mean, this is good. I don't really have deep thoughts about these, like, basic-ass cards, unfortunately. Like, do you guys, like, really want deep thoughts on these basic-ass cards? I think it's nice. I think I should just, like, kind of blow through them. Like, yep, that's a card with reasonable stats on it, moving on with life. It's an upgrade to playing at a chest that makes a resource or a chest that blocks for 2. It's good. Not really interesting. Sage card. I think we'll... oh, we got the elemental we got the Poon. I'm gonna want some of those. I guess I'll just sort that out later. I guess I can say, yep, reasonable Sage card, like, and just leave it at that. Like, obviously this card isn't gonna see play in Constructed, it's just a Sage card. But for Sage, yeah, it's good. Scara Strapping? If you pitched a card with 6 or more power this turn, it gets Spell Void 3. Is there even any wizards in the... I'm not doing this off camera, sorry. Is there any wizards really in the form... I guess Kano is taking up in popularity. So, sideboard card for Kano. Now, this one actually could see play in Constructed, I think. If, like, that's like a big portion of the meta. I don't think it's that good, but if that's like really something on your radar, then that's not the most unreasonable thing to play. Shamanic Shinbone, Arcane Barrier 1. And moving on to the next card. We already did the Majestics, so we're going to skip through the Majestics. Rip off the top. This must do something with the top of your deck, otherwise I riot. This goes here, this goes here. Draw a card, then pitch a random card from your hand. If it has 6 or more power, your next attack gets +3. Huh. I'm gonna think about this one for a sec. And it costs 1 and has go again. And it's a 2-block yellow. This is really good, right? I guess the problem would be you need to have a turn that's covered by pitching 2 cards. And the modality of what you could pitch to make rock 10, I guess. But like the math on this card is really good, right? If we just assume this always works, it's a 1 for 3 that draws a card. It forces you to then pitch, but if we assume we were going to pitch anyways, then that's not like you're losing value. The value loss would be if you're pitching a card that sucks to pitch, like a red or something. Or, of course, you miss. And by including this in your deck, that implies that you do have misses in your deck. I think this card is reasonable. I guess right now it's really just a tough nut card. I don't think the juice is necessarily worth the squeeze, but it also doesn't trigger Intimidate or anything like that. Something cute is this would work with this. You're creating an asymmetry of the number of cards that you have in your hand. So that way you can then play this. So maybe there's some non-attack brute that we haven't seen yet. I think this card is reasonable. Okay, so now we're into commons. This is a cycle. Comes in red, yellow, and blue. We're just going to read the red for all the cards that come in a cycle. Aggressive Pounce. If you've intimidated an opponent this turn, this gets go again. Oh, we got the shitty hammer. Unlucky. This would have been really good in Berserk Reinar. I gotta, like, adjust camera slightly, I think. So, I need to go this way, I think? Can I just do this? Nope. Nope. There we go. You're hitting the wrong button. Good enough for government work. You're saying this is convoluted for Come to Fight? Well, the thing is you're also just drawing a card. Come to Fight is 1 for 3, right? This isn't just 1 for 3. This is 1 for 3 and draw a card. You're just gaining a free card when you play this. Ooh, we got a foil of the Phoenix Art of War. Okay, this is actually a card I wanted to yap about a little bit. I've been, like, stewing over this card a little bit ever since the stream last week. And I think this card is still good, but not nearly as good as my initial impression of it. Now, again, this is just theory. I haven't played any games. So this is just, like, me thinking about the play patterns of the card. I think that this card actually kind of plays awkwardly because you want to discard a free Phoenix Flame with it. So you need to activate your hero power. So you're going to have to go 3 chain links deep in order to play this. So your turn's going to look like, for example, head jab, pitch a blue, sword, head jab, activate hero power, return the Phoenix Flame, then discard the Phoenix Flame to this. So you're going to see everything from, ooh, we got a cult foil. Everything from chain link, chain link 3 and on. So for this to, I think it's still good because you're still drawing 2 cards. So you're converting this and the Phoenix Flame into 2 cards, and then you have an Anthem for the rest of the turn. I think that's still good, but I don't think it's necessarily insane. I think it's just a card that you're going to include in your deck that's pretty good. And some percentage of the time, it's gonna not play very well. Like, you just don't have double head jab blue. So I don't know. I think there's gonna be spots where it's not great. I just don't necessarily think it's as insane as I thought. Anyways, moving on to that Go Again card that we were just yapping about a second ago. That card would have been insane in Berserk Rhinar when that existed. Realistically, this is just... Hey, Chris, what's up? This is just a Rhinar card, in my opinion. I guess I could see play outside of Rhinar, but, like, let's be real. I'm gonna try opening it this way, where it's like... Oh! We don't even have to do the thing. Boom. Scar for Scar and... Disgusting. Okay, so you're not guaranteed a cold foil in everyone? Interesting. Is it retroactive? What do you mean? What do you mean by retroactive? Like, have you already... I mean, it's this turn. It should check even if you intimidate after this is played. Like, if I play this and then somehow intimidate my opponent during reactions or something, it should still trigger. Because it doesn't say when you play this. It says if you have this turn. So it should be checking continuously. That's like the difference between, yeah, discard... Okay, yeah. That should work. Like, Spectral Prowler is a card that says if you control a Spectral Shield when this is played, it gets Go Again. That's not continuously checking. So you have to activate Enigma before you play that card. Whereas this card... This card is continually checking. This turn. Not as you play this. So, it's just the minutia of the wording. But anyways. So, yeah, again, anyways. Realistically, this is a Rhinar card. I think it was good for Rhinar, but I don't think this necessarily... Ooh, Cheating Scoundrel, I needed that. I don't think this necessarily changes too much for Rhinar. I don't think it like really moves the needle for him. He might include this if he has a strategy where he's trying to go wide. I think part of the problem with Rhinar is you're not necessarily trying to go wide, and when you are, you have the claws. But I guess you're losing the claw, so maybe this makes up for losing the claws. I don't know, man. Speak of the devil. I mean, it's a Rhinar card. I think it sucks. Bear Hug. 2 cost, 7 power, 3 block, brute attack. You can only play it if you pitched a card with 7 or more power, or 6 or more power this turn. Oh, this is a reasonable card. Probably a good Sage card, because you don't have access to all of the Majestics in KO that you would in CC. I don't think you bother playing this in CC unless you care about the fact that it blocks for 7. Or blocks for 7. Sheesh, that card would be nuts. Blocks for 3. This is me trying to multitask and talk. Open pack, review card, look at chat, and talk at the same time. We're testing my ability to multi-skill here. Holy... Oh, we got a cold foil Oldhim. That's cool. True, Tough Nut can make it block for 7. Now, if I was smart, I would have already had sleeves ready. Oh, I think I do have sleeves. Oh, I'm a genius. By the way, forgot to mention this. Everything here, except for a couple cards I'm keeping for myself, are going to be for sale. So if you guys would like any cards that you see here, let me know. Some of this is going to my locals, but the rest is going on TCG Player or directly to you guys. So if you are looking for any cards, let me know. They're for sale. I also buy cards, I buy singles and collections, so if you guys have anything that you would like to sell, let me know. I'm always buying. Yeah, I don't think that this really has much of a home in KO. You just have better attacks that you can play. So, Sage card. We already talked about the Majestic, so we're moving on to Guardian. We got... moving on. Magmatic Carapace. Whenever you play an aura, you may tap this and pay 1 if you do create a Seismic Surge token, and it has Guardwell 2. Yep, Sage card. It's a 2-block chest that has some text on it. If you've created if you've created a Seismic Surge token this turn, this gets Spell Void 3. So, I'm wondering if this is a cycle that multiple heroes got of do something that your hero cares about, make Spell Void gauntlets, because this is the second one we've seen now. I see Pallades playing it in CC. Why would you ever play this in CC over Tectonic Plating? I guess you can do this on your opponent's turn. Like, I'm going to play an instant on my opponent's turn, and then with the extra dollar floating, activate this. Seems kind of dubious, but maybe. The rare, not rare, foil rare is really messing me up. Holy. I guess I could see it. Yeah, same idea of earlier. If there's a wizard floating around, these are going to be playable. If you control a Seismic Surge token, this gets +1, and it has Temper 1. Oh! Guardian's got the fabled boots that actually block, that don't have downside. Hey, Jesse, what's up? I mean, yeah, obviously Guardians are going to play this. It's strictly the best boot option they have now, I guess. I guess you're not going to play it if your deck can't make Seismic Surge tokens. So some amount of Guardians just aren't going to play this, but, I mean, hey, they finally got boots that don't complete suck. Oh my god. What a joke. Oh, cold foil, not Stormstriders. There we go. I gotta catch the light from this to make this shit pop. That's sick. I think that deserves a sleeve. I wonder if these are actually gonna see play. Okay, moving into the Guardian rares and commons. I'm sure these are going to be bangers of all time. You want these? Okay, I'll set them aside for you. Norm Striders? Why Norm? I don't understand. Like normal? Getting a lot of cold foils. We're 2 boxes in, and I've opened 5 cold foils, not counting the Oldhim or the boots. Not Striders. I like that more, to be honest. That's accurate. They're not Striders. Alright, I'm ready for these cards of all time. Guardian class cards. These are historically some of the best cards in all of Flesh and Blood. If you cannot tell that I'm being extremely facetious. Guardian cards suck ass. Guardian block card that's yellow and blocks for 3. When this defends, you may pay up to 3 and create that many Seismic Surge tokens. So it's kind of like, someone mentioned this on the last stream, I think. It's kind of like, oh god, what's the name of that cycle? From, Super Slam, the one that makes the toughness tokens. I can't remember the name of the card. Dig In? Is that the name of the card? It's like 3 per box, not counting heroes. Okay. I think I'm going to go back to opening it this way. I kind of like this. Vigorous Smash Up? No. Smash Up is the when the Clash card, right? Got another Scar for a Scar, and boom. Bro. Stop. Yeah, I could see this be reasonable in Valda. It's like a way to turn on your hero power that it doesn't involve your opponent turning on your hero power, which stands to reason that your opponent would attempt to not give you value on your hero power. Bro. Boom. Boom. We got this. How much is this? Cold Foil Truce. Don't tell me how much Cold Foil Truce is. We also got a Marvel Oldhim and Cold Foil Not Striders. Bro, if this is the best Guardian card and it goes downhill from here, all I'm going to say is Guardian ain't beating the allegations of all their cards being complete suck. But I think this card is reasonable. Sage good for sure? I mean, you're probably going to play this in CC because the alternative is other cards that are complete suck. So, I guess it's an upgrade. The thing is, like, this isn't really that different than just pitching a blue, right? Like, if you think about it, doesn't have a price yet, that sucks. If you're activating this, let's say you pitch a blue to this, and we're just doing exact. Like, I realize there's times that maybe you're going to pay weird amounts into this, like, maybe you're playing a D-React that costs money on the turn, or you tunic with this or something. There's other reasons, but let's just say you're pitching a blue into this. That's no different than you just pitching the blue on your own goddamn turn. It's literally the same thing. So the only reason this would matter is you have something that specifically cares about Seismic Surge tokens. Like Valda's Hero Power, for example. And I know they printed some cards that reference you having Seismic Surge tokens in play, like the card that destroys Aura tokens. So there are reasons to do that, but even then, the Seismic Surges are going to go away at the beginning of your turn. So it's not even like you can play that card that cares about having Seismic Surges in play. So I don't even know what else that this would matter for of like referencing Seismic Surges in play other than Valda's Hero Power. Is there anything else that this works with? Because they're going to go away at the beginning of the turn anyways. So, it's a Guardian card. It's certainly one of the cards of all time. Distant Rumbling. This is, now we're into commons. This comes in a cycle of all colors. Red, yellow, blue, purple. 0 cost. Guardian action, aura, 3 block. When it enters the arena, draw a card. I'm in love already. It says draw a card. I'm in. And if Guardian drew cards, actually, and that was like a part of their game plan, maybe I'd be interested. ETB, draw a card, then put a card from your hand and then 5th from the top of your deck. I'm already out. At the start of your turn, destroy this, then create 3 Seismic Surge tokens. So you're basically playing this to float the resources for later, which, okay, that's fine. But you're floating the resources for more than one turn with this, right? Because it's going to be... You play this, then next turn it blows up, makes a Seismics. Then next turn, you actually get to utilize the Seismics. Which makes sense for the 5th from the top thing. Because basically what you're trying to do is say, put this in your arsenal. You draw a card that cares about you having Seismic Surge tokens in play. For like the cost of it or whatever. Got a foil Elemental Strike, that's cool. And then you put that card that you care about, you know, tucked, so that way multiple turns later. Oh, Seismics are at the beginning of the action phase? Okay. That's true. You could respond to them with Spectra, with Arclight. That's true. If that's the case, then what's the point of it being 5th from the top? is you're going to play this, tuck the card, the seismics are going to pop, and that card is still on top of your deck. So you have to draw that card? What am I missing? The answer is allowed to be I'm not missing anything. It's a Guardian card and it's complete suck. But... oh, also it doesn't have Go again, true. Oh, got another cheating. We're lit. Flashing. So complete suck. All right. Cook Tim. Tell me how to use this card. I'm listening. Convince me it's not complete suck. Ooh, we got a cold foil of the Chaos chest. That one gets a sleeve. I'm sure someone out there wants this. Turn 2, set. Sorry, turn 1, set. Turn 2, make surge. Turn 3, draw the attack and the surge's pop. Yeah, which... yeah, it's beginning of action phase. So when did it pop, make the 3 seismics? Because it's at the start of the turn it pops. Then start of action phase would happen, and the seismics would pop. So it all happens functionally all at the same time, right? Cast this, tuck a card, pass, go to my next turn, make 3 seismics pop. Isn't that how it functionally works? Who's correct? Is chat correct or is Tim correct? If Tim is wrong about how a Guardian card works, I think he's watched as a judge. You, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music. I mean, obviously it sucks no matter what. I'm just trying to figure out how the card functions. It literally can't trigger all at the same time. This is start of turn. Seismics are start of action phase. I get the feeling the intent when they designed this card was the seismics are going to crack the turn that you draw the card that you tucked. But they didn't template it that way, right? I should probably put this over here. Maybe they forgore that seismics are beginning of action phase, not beginning of turn. Okay, so we got a 4 feet for scene, and boom. Sensor. Unlucky. Oh, wait, these come foil? That's kind of cool. Hey, Fab Unsealed, what's up? Man, I haven't seen you in fucking forever. How you been? I still have that empty box that you gave me from forever ago. It's right over there. You know what I should do? I should do a little bit of pack maintenance and move these cards out of my way. Man, I probably should have like cleaned off my desk before doing this or something. That would have been intelligent. I never claimed to be smart. If it was an instant, it would have been the same problem, though. Being an instant doesn't solve what we're talking about of the templating. Because the whole thing that we're talking about right now is when do these things resolve? And as it seems to be written, it seems like you're going to make the seismics the same turn. You're going to get the value of the seismics the same turn this pops. I'm willing to be mistaken about that, but the very intelligent chatter earlier pointed out that seismics blow up at the beginning of the action phase, not at the beginning of the turn. So They did not errata it. So it doesn't function like we'd want. So it's complete suck. Guardian doing what Guardian's always done. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my camera for a sec because I gotta blow my nose. You don't want to see my boogies. Sorry. Okay, anyways, on to the next suck Guardian card. Rites of Earth lore, 0 cost. When this enters the arena, create a Seismic Surge token. It's a 3-block Guardian aura that does not have Go Again. At the start of your turn, destroy this, then your next Guardian attack action card you play this turn gets +3. I do not believe this is even Sage good. It is technically a 0 for 4, but I don't think we need to prove that the Guardian auras that don't have Go Again are complete suck. We already know they do. So Guardian doing what Guardian does best. Printing cards that are complete suck. On to Ninja. This is cute art. I like this. Did someone like do a spoiler for this card? Like, was there a content creator spoiler for this? Because if they did, they had to do that like viral crab dance video. If they didn't do that, come on, what are we doing? Okay. Ninja head 0 block, Arcane Barrier 1, Spell Void X, where X is equal to, I'm putting these cards down, the number of chain links you control. So yeah, it seems like it's a pattern of the classes getting some sort of Spell Void equipment. I kind of like that. I like putting more of these effects into the game so that way we have a stop gap valve type of thing for a degen arcane thing in the future, though that worries me a little bit that we're about to get some degen arcane shit in the next set. Maybe that's them trying to prep us for the Blaze that's definitely in this set that we were definitely going to be getting. This set got a foil Ghost Protocol. I still can't believe we didn't get a fucking Blaze in this set. What a joke. No, it was in the 5 precon. Oh, unlucky. Double cross strap. Does that mean it's double banned? You can include -2 of these in your deck? Ninja chest. Arcane Barrier 1. Instant destroy this, gain a resource. Activate this only if you hit 2 or more times this combat chain. I mean, if you're going to play AB chest, this is better than no rune, obviously. Like, it's just a strict upgrade. I do kind of like effects like this on your AB. We're gonna get to this when we get to the gravy boots later, but kind of a similar idea of like, I'm gonna play this so that way I have AB, but I'm winning this matchup through pressure. So I'm going to crack this when it's profitable for me. I don't care about losing the AB. I'm going to use this to kind of push you out of the game and bully you once you got to a life threshold that's profitable for me. But until then, it just sits on the board existing as AB. So I really like that. So same idea with this. I kind of like that. I don't know, does CC good? Probably not. It's kind of a tough sell playing this over Tunic. And the talent ninjas have really busted chests. So yeah, I think it's just Sage good. But I don't know. It'll exist in the sideboard. All right, next we got Ninja Gloves. Got Blade Break 1, and then attack reaction, pay 1, tap this, destroy a dagger you control that's not on the active chain link. They learned their lesson from this past year. Target ninja attack action card on the active chain link gets +1. When the chain link resolved, if the attack didn't hit, destroy this. So it's functionally ghetto flick knives for Sage. I mean, you're going to play this in the flick knives decks, but I don't know if those decks are good in this format. If they ever get good in the format, yeah, you're going to play this. If those decks aren't good enough, then this card just won't see play. I like the AB. It has upside when broken, or if they don't kill the wizard. There's now down AB. I was like, maybe a sentence. there's a sentence somewhere in there. I think I kind of understand what you're trying to say, though. Yeah, these gloves are reasonable for like Sindra or something, but I don't think Sindra's good in the format. 2 steps forward. Ninja legs, battle worn 1, instant, destroy this, create an agility token. That's interesting. Ninja getting access to agility token. Is this one of the first instances that we've had of a class getting access to those tokens outside of like heavy hitters, or specifically agility, I guess? Destroy this, create an agility token. Activate only if you've hit 2 or more times this combat chain. Hey, Kirk, what's up? Well, first case was complete suck. No legendary. You can get legendaries in the packs, right? We just didn't get one. Someone say pack openings? Y'all got any of them booster packs? That was one case. In one case, this is what we got for hits. $145 a box. What the fuck? These are... Who's selling these for $145? It's $119 MSRP. Like $119.90. Okay, that's not full MSRP though. That's above MSRP. That's... You're just selling it for more. Which can be fine if the market conditions say that, but I'm just saying that's not... What are you talking about? Oop. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I was looking at this. Okay. No, you're right. It's 145. I'm sorry. What is this? It's map? Okay. We got a looking for scrap, and boom. Hot nothing. Yeah, these boots seem reasonable if you're playing a ninja deck that utilizes extenders. These are actually pretty reasonable, I think, in Ira. You get to block with them and then play multiple chain enders. Like, one of the weaknesses of Ira is if you leave her with multiple cards, she can't play all of them profitably a lot of the time. So this would let her do that. Because all the other ninja boots are like, give a very specific type of card go again. And this kind of works nicely in her too, because you'll be like, Kadachi, thing that you need to block. So a lot of people are just going to ignore the Kadachis and block the thing that matters. but then they've already taken the damage from the Kodachis. So you can go like Kodachi, Kodachi, Command and Conquer, or sorry, Kodachi, Kodachi, break my boots, Command and Conquer something else. That's pretty powerful. So I think he's actually going to see play in CNC. CNC. NCC. They're going to play C play in CC with CNC. That was one of the sentences of all time. Moving on to the Ninja Rares. You can't? Oh, I'm thinking of Quicken. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could still do that, right? Like, instead, it's if my opponent just fridges their hand and blocks out, then I know that I'm going to keep a 5-card hand, then I just break the boots. So that way I go into next turn with the agility, and I can guaranteed convert my big hand. And then I can go CNC, Kodachi, Kodachi, something else. It still works. It's just a different play pattern. I think it's still good there. And, like, what's your alternative? None of your boots do anything in Ira. So I think it's still good. So next onto Ninja Rares. Feign Vengeance. 0 cost ninja attack, 3 block, and it attacks for 0. When this chain link resolves, if there is a card defending this, draw a card, go again. Interesting. I guess you can kind of like fork your opponent with this, where you attack with this, and you threaten a mask trigger with it because either you have a reaction or something pumping this, and either they block to stop your mask trigger and give you this. Ooh, got a foil extended art. I don't know, you can get those. You either get this or you get the mask trigger. But you do need to find a way to buff this, so you have to have something else. I think the Ira gloves would still work for that. I don't exactly remember how they work. Yeah, it seems reasonable in the Ira deck. Now on to the commons. So these are coming in cycles, so they come in all colors. Become the Bottle, 0 cost. It's a head jab, so 0 power, 3 defense, go again. And it says, when this attacks, choose a card on the combat chain. This gets the chosen card's name. Interesting. So copies a name that already exists on the chain. I could see this in some of the old Ninja, oh, speak of the devil, Ninja stuff that we had. Wait, where'd my foil go? Oh, there it is. I messed up. Yeah, 100 wins, I guess. That's kind of mid, though. I don't think I would play this just for the purpose of naming 100 wins. That's kind of mid. This could have been good with some of the Bonds shenanigans, but I don't know if that's good enough. Helpnut technically got better. You didn't ask if he was good, you asked if he got better. He did technically get better. Yeah, I don't see the vision for this card. It'd be some like weird stuff where you like recreate a combo. Like they stopped your combo midway through, so you're gonna rebuild it. But like all I can really envision is Bonds shenanigans. Oh wait, Bonds is legal now. I completely forgot they unbanned that card. Okay, this is maybe reasonable then. I don't think 100 wins is good enough. Like, you're not going to include this in your deck so you can name 100 wins. Like, yeah, I named 100 wins. Got him. I got +1 on my fucking 100 wins. Like, there's no way you include this in your deck for that purpose. And it's not even like this is going to get +1. That's only going to matter if you go 100 wins this, 100 wins. That's not good. Looking for scrap, followed by... Boom. Got a cold foil this round's on me. What's the point of naming it Edge of Autumn again? I'm not familiar enough with all the Iris stuff from the Armory deck. The Vengeance cards? So you can go, like, multiple Vengeances in a turn? Okay. Is that good enough? So, I guess this has a home in Ira, then? Oh, I have Final Fantasy still open in the background. The, Can I just, like... 1 second. I don't already have a screen capture here, so... Display capture... I'm waiting right now on the exploration planet because I'm waiting for this bar up here to fill up. So basically, one of the things in Final Fantasy going on right now is we're exploring different planets and building up like a space station on each of these planets. There's like a space station that we've been building up over here. And it's a community project, essentially. So it's a crafting and gathering endgame. Whenever you craft and gather in this area, it builds progress on this bar. And then when you hit certain thresholds, a world event happens where we work on building up this area. Like earlier, we built this entire wall over here. Earlier this week, we excavated this section over here and found a door that leads to something. So maybe the map is going to expand out over here. So I'm just kind of hanging out here so that way I can be online when this happens, because I've already finished all of my other personal objectives in this area, so I just want to be here for the world events. Yeah, it's exactly like the Ishgard thing. It's the same type of content as the Ishgard restoration. And I already got all of my shiny... I can't... I already got all of my shiny crafting gathering things, so I'm just waiting now. I'm surprised that you can hear that, though, the job change sounds. I'm surprised my mic is picking that up, because I have it on, like, 1% volume. Okay. Where did my window for February go? Boom. So, maybe a home in Ira, and maybe some shenanigans with bonds. I don't really see the vision beyond that. If anyone else has any ideas for this, feel free to say something in chat or leave a comment on the video, on the VOD. This is the color version of it? Yeah, Become the Cup. So same thing, except for as you play it, choose a color. So this one you choose, not choose something that already exists on the chain, like the other one. Got a foil Reckless Arithmetic. So that question earlier about also what my favorite art in the set was, this is also up there. A brute trying to do math. It's so goofy. Come on, folks. I hate this camera so much. This works with prismatic ley lines. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know how good that is, though. Maybe you play prismatic ley lines in Ira now. That'd be kind of goofy. If I remember correctly, we didn't actually have something in the I want to say show notes. That's the wrong thing. The release notes for the set saying whether or not this worked with transcending, because it says as you play, not when this attacks. So if I play this Chain Link 1 and choose blue, does this mean I can transcend? It doesn't actually say that, I believe, in the release notes. So part of my opinion on this card is going to be dependent on that, because if this is a blue 3 for Zen, then that's kind of crazy. You would definitely just play this in your deck. Outside of transcending, though, it's like, what, just prismatic leyline would be the only thing that really matters? Based on my understanding of the game, it should work, but it doesn't actually say that directly in the release notes. So there's a world where they go, yeah, it doesn't work that way because spaghetti code is the rules of the game. Body Tiger? What are you trying to say? Are you saying using this for comboing off of them? I guess that would work. But even it just being a card in your deck that is a blue that's 3 damage for the purpose of transcending would be really good. Just like math-wise, that would be good. So if that works, that's really good. If that doesn't work, prismatic leyline Ira, I guess. That also doesn't seem very good, though. Now, is this all the same thing? I think they are. Yeah, it looks like all the warrior stuff. So it's a cycle of warrior stuff. So head, chest, arms, and boots. They all do the same thing. They all defend for 1, have temper, and have unity +1. So it's 3 block. Ooh, we got our first legendary, Shelter from the Storm. I'm bad. I keep doing it over here. Maybe I should just shift my camera over. I'm gonna put that in the sleeve. Then I'm gonna try adjusting my camera. Give me 1 second, guys. Because I'm just like naturally doing it over here. So I'm opening it like here. I'm just gonna like put this down as my like where I'm spot, and then shift my camera. I'm gonna lower it a little bit, I think. I guess if I lower it, then I put it back where it was. So that way it's not right in my face. So I don't really like the camera in my face. Okay, I think that looks fine. But yeah, all these warrior equipment, great. Obviously, they're 3 block equipment. You're going to play them. To my understanding, that's one of the reasons why the Fatigue Warrior deck did so well at the World Premiere. They just had so much armor. It's like, why would I play Fatigue Guardian when I could just play Fatigue Warrior? I have almost as much armor as you. I just lose out on the shield. I have a weapon that's better in Fatigue matchups. My deck still blocks as well as you, and then I also get Shunt. Seems really good. Yeah, I guess the aspect cards with these would be good. I don't think the aspect cards is like a huge deal for Zen, though, to like resolve. I think he resolves. I don't know why I have 2 piles of rares. It seems like Zen has a pretty easy time actually resolving aspects because it's just like play the cards he wants to play. I guess it would mean that he could play like the blue of it, but I don't think he wants to play that because it's a 1 power, right? Or 2 power. Why would Guardian be better? What does Guardian get that makes it better in that matchup? The Clash cards, I guess? Skipping the Majestics. Warrior Rare. Rend Flesh. Zero cost blue warrior action 3 block. Until end of turn, whenever a sword you control hits a hero, you may remove a +1 counter from it. If you do, they lose 2 life. Go again. Just skip warrior. I mean, I am not just doing this for you, chat. I haven't read these cards. I legitimately haven't read these cards, so I need to familiarize myself with the cards in the set. So this is more for me than it is for you guys. I am very behind on my homework for the game. I've been busy with Final Fantasy instead. And I've also been kind of like not really giving a shit about Fab after Worlds. Like I've been a little disenfranchised from the game. Not gonna go too deep into that right now, but like because I haven't really been feeling Fab. For ProQuest season, I literally went to 1 ProQuest. I just like wasn't feeling it. And I'm not gonna force myself to play if I'm not having fun. Well, that was perfectly fine because I had a new raid tier in Final Fantasy to do instead, and I got that done, so I was happy. Anywho. Yeah, it's a holo card, so this doesn't matter right now, but the math on this is pretty good. You're getting 2 value out of your blue, and if I remember correctly, the holo stuff was worded in such a way where like the +1 counters are kind of temporary. So this is kind of a use it or lose it type of thing, and this is a way to use it before you lose it. Could be wrong. I don't really remember what Hala did because I was like, this isn't legal for the Pro Tour. I don't give a shit. No, there aren't. Don't lie. Don't gaslight yourself into thinking you're going to play this. Got an Oasis, and boom. Midas Touch. Ooh. That's pretty. I mean, Midas Touch, I think, is actually pretty good. That was an expensive Majestic. Yeah, whatever. This is not going to see play right now. Display of Craftsmanship. Target weapon attack, it's +4. This is a 2-cost warrior attack reaction 3 block. This is the first one of these that we've opened, I think. I also don't play warrior. I like playing heroes that are good. It's not quite Guardian bad, though. They can win games. But you gotta really fucking work for that shit. Okay, 2 cost, red. So this is a common, so it comes in a cycle, so all the commons are coming in cycles so far. 2 cost, warrior, attack action, 3 block, target weapon attack, it's +4. If the weapon has been sharpened this turn, put a +1 counter on it. Holo card, doesn't matter until then. I get the feeling all of these cold foil equipment are going to be worth fucking nothing. They're so common. Cut and Carve, 0 cost, warrior action, 3 block. Sharpen, put a Sharpen target sword you control. It's not like really a keyword the way they I don't like the way this is templated. Usually when you like bold something like sharpen as a keyword, you just put sharpen. And then you just know what sharpen does. But then it's sharpen target sword you control, reminder text how you do it. I don't care for this templating, but whatever. Anyways, so you put a +1 counter on it, and then remove all +1 counters at the end of the turn. If it has 1 or more +1 counters, its next attack this turn gets dominate. What changes? on this card. Because this is a cycle. Is it how many counters it can have? Yeah. That's kind of interesting. But, like, interesting, I think, in the bad way? Where you're just going to play the red, probably? Yeah, I don't know how to value this card until we see more Hala stuff, but my initial impression of it is it's gotta be complete suck. Wait, what? I'm back, kids. The fuck? Why are comeback kids in this? Are comeback kids from Super Slam? Or am I just, like, conflating it with something else from Super Slam? Yeah, the Warrior cards currently are as bad as the Guardian cards. So far, you know, we're through all of the WTR hero classes right now. And I gotta say, I'm not really impressed with very many of these cards. Like, the highlights so far was, this seems like an okay Reinar card. I guess this is a KO card in Silver Age. These ninja cards are maybe interesting for Ira, which is a set that sucks. The warrior equipment is good in Silver Age. There's like maybe some things for Zen, but not a legal CC hero. Basically, all of these commons and rares seem like they're complete suck in CC. Yikes, so far. Okay, let's go into Mechanologist next. Equipment. I'm not going to try pronouncing these. Mechanologist, base head. I think this whole cycle is base, but we'll find out as we go. It's got Arcane Barrier 1. If you would be dealt arcane damage, you may remove a steam counter from a hyperdriver you control to prevent one of that damage. Huh. That's pretty interesting. I don't think it's good, but it's interesting, because that implies that you're playing hyperdrivers, which means that your deck is complete suck. So maybe one day it'll be good. If we just keep printing these hyperdriver cards, eventually it'll be good. Cope. In the world that you're playing a hyperdriver deck, yeah, this is going to be a good sideboard card. But that deck doesn't exist right now, so this card sucks. Oh my god, not more hyperdriver cards. If you control a hyperdriver, this gets +2 defense, and it natively blocks for 0, and it has Guardwell. Got a foil trap. I stand by what I said. It says hyperdriver, complete suck. I'm overusing complete suck. Okay, chat. Give me some ideas of how to describe cards in other ways than complete suck. Give me your ideas of some other vocabulary to use instead. Let's see, we got Mechanologist base arms 1 block. They have Temper. As an instant, you can tap this. And a Cog you control. Cog is much better than Hyperdriver. And this gets +1 until end of turn. Well, you're never going to play this in CC, so we're just evaluating this in Puffin, I guess. Boodank? They're sleeper cards. That is a very PG way of describing them. They're just not good yet. That is the way to describe them if you would like to work with LSS, for sure. That is the I don't want to make Daddy LSS mad at me way to describe it. They're just not good yet. Ooh, that's tough, man. Would Betsy play these cards? Would Betsy play hyperdrivers? That's an interesting question. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play Puffin in this format, this seems pretty good in that deck. I don't think Puffin has the card pool that would make that a strong hero, though. Like, it's not even good in CC right now. And I don't think... I think the thing that currently makes Puffin strong is her good Majestics. So obviously that makes her worse in Silver Age. You're losing the only good part about your deck. And I don't think she does anything inherently strong different than the other mechanologists other than those strong Majestics. Personally. I could be wrong, but that's kind of my vibe when I think about Puffin. So, seems... This one actually doesn't seem good right now, but could be one day. You would love to hear my thoughts on why I'm down on Fab lately. I need to actually just sit down and make a whole video about this. I had like a script that I started working on, and then I just got depressed working on it. So I stopped working on it because it just made me sad. I don't know. If you listen to me on like any content over the past year, you probably seen me be quite negative on the game. And it is not coming from a place of wanting to be a hater. I just disagree with a lot of the decision making that's been going on in the game over the past like 2 years. And a lot of the decision making has been directly negatively impacting me. And it's really annoying when like they keep making decisions that exactly negatively impact like sub 1% of the community, and I happen to be a part of that community. Because what ends up happening is because it's impacting such a minority of the community, you're not going to get very many people complaining about it. But the people that are complaining about it are very disproportionately impacted by it. For example, the can't play in ProQuest thing anymore. The way they've handled ban lists, card legality, and all that stuff in lead up to events has been extremely poor, which negatively impact me when I'm going to these events. Got a Fiddler's Green, and boom. Ooh, Cold Foil Weakest Link. That's got to be a good one, right? That's pretty cool. Yeah, Natch was so cringe. But, like, again, that's got to be impacting, like, 1% of the community, right? Like, it's just people going to U.S. Nationals and playing in the event. It's a very small minority of the player base that are getting impacted by it. If we're being, you know, honest about it. But that was such a negative thing for me. How they handled Living Legend for Worlds was a complete fucking joke. There's been so many things of just like, it's obvious you didn't test this. This wasn't a part of my negativity of things, because at this point I'm just kind of apathetic to things right now. I've been talking so long that I'm starting to slur my words. I need to have a hydration break. Otherwise, I'm going to start slurring. 1 second. I had a lot of fun playing LL. I think LL is one of the best formats in Fab. I will die on that hill. I think LL is the format that could have been a I want to say signpost, but that's the wrong word. A pillar of the game. And I think for Fab's longevity, that needs to happen. Having a place to go to play your cards after they've rotated, I think is really important. And it's a place for your enfranchised players to feel like they can fuck around. Ooh, we got a... I redact my ooh. It's a Teklo card. That's still cool. I was talking about this on the last stream. I wish his mustache also had a little piece of armor on it. That would have been so cute. Little armored mustache. My testing for Worlds was I looked at the format and how much of a joke it was, and I just said, there's no way that this format makes it to Worlds in its current iteration, so I'm just not going to test Living Legend. I'm just not. Because they're just going to make a bunch of changes last minute. And then they made that article attached to the BNR, and it just came off incredibly tone deaf. Like, the vibe of the article was like, I guess our players don't like last minute changes, so fine, I guess we'll change what we're doing. And it was just like, man, shut the fuck up. Like, that pissed me off. Like, fuck you. No shit, we don't like a last minute change to the format. But they fucking love that shit. They really value the player skill expression of figuring out things on the fly or last second. Like, they love that shit. And ooh, Prism. That's cool. I don't think I'm gonna keep it, but that's cool. I got my cold foil one signed by Livia, so I don't want that. I think I talked about this on the pod, but it might have been internal, so I don't remember. I'll just repeat myself here. My thoughts with Sage was... Let me preface this first by saying I want Sage to succeed. I do not wish ill of Sage. I don't want the format to fail. I want it to succeed. I think the game needs multiple ways to play the game. Just CC isn't enough. I've said this many a time. You need those other outlets to play the game. You look at Magic, and there's one of the things that's helped Magic a lot. If Standard is bad, I can go play Modern. If Modern sucks, I'll go Draft. I don't like the Draft pet, I can play Commander with my friends. There's so many different ways to engage with a hobby. I can go play Arena instead, or I'll go Cube. Like, there's infinite ways to engage with Magic. And Fab does not have that. So if the CC meta is incredibly stale, like it currently is, there's no other way to play the game. Currently, that is kind of working to their benefit with Sage. The CC meta is so stale that people are happy to play anything that isn't CC. But you really need that pipeline for players to play other ways so they don't just leave your game and go do something else. So I want Sage to succeed for that reason. I also have the selfish financial reason for wanting Sage to succeed because I buy and sell cards, and fucking selling commons is goddamn fantastic. Buy more of my commons. I love it. Y'all have probably bought from me on TCG Player before and had no idea. Outside the box gaming on TCG Player. That's me. But I have concerns when it comes to Sage. I don't think 20 life formats actually work in this game. I think the game does not feel like it was balanced around 20 life. Very similar to how Commander Magic wasn't balanced around 40 life. So you've got a lot of things kind of not really working there. How did I fuck up my piles? What did I do? What is going on? How is this, like, way smaller? I'm just like... Did I, like, mix it into this? So confused. Whatever, I'll figure it out later. I'm sure I fucked something up, but whatever, it's my problem for later. So yeah, I want Sage to succeed because it's good for the health of the game. But I have concerns. I've seen this happen again in Magic. There was like this period of Magic before COVID, I think, where every couple months there was this new format popping up, and people would lose their minds when that would happen. Like, oh my god, new format. I'm gonna go to it's Commander, but I have a legendary spell instead. Or it's Commander, but I can only play with my cards in Standard. Or I can't think of any other examples right now because it's been so long. I'm sure Julian could have some other examples he could put in chat right now, but there was this period where that was happening, and people would be really excited about the new format. They'd explore it because it's the new shiny thing. People love new shiny. It's fun. It's exciting. People love the exploration. But then once the exploration is over, it starts getting boring. And then people disengage with the format because it's not actually their main thing. They go to play other format. Tiny leaders, yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with all these formats existing, but you got to understand that you got to really, really push the format and force players to engage with it to make it succeed. Which, in all fairness, LSS is succeeding on that front that I was concerned about. I was concerned that they weren't going to push the format enough and it would just die because there wasn't enough organic engagement with the format. They're forcing us to play the format by having it at Callings, they're having it at the Pro Tour, we're having it at our ProQuest season. They're doing what they need to do as far as that goes. That is one of the few successes that I feel like they've had in quite a while. But I'm still concerned that people aren't going to give a shit about it. Like, what's going to happen 6 months from now when it's no longer the pushed format? I'm worried people are going to stop giving a shit. Because the thing is, people are social animals. Most people that play card games aren't your sweaty grinders that go to the Pro Tour. They're the people that just show up to play at their card shop. And you need a certain... You have a... oh god, what's it called? Like minimum market something. I'm spacing on what it's called, but it's I'm just going to describe it. It's the minimum viable audience, I think it's called. It's how many, what is the least amount of people that you can have for your product to be successful? You see sorcery as a good example of that, where instead of printing these large quantities of things and doing all this crazy marketing, they're very slowly growing their game and accepting that they have a smaller audience, but printing to that audience's demand. It is profitable enough for them. They're meeting their minimum viable audience. Similarly, formats have a minimal viable audience. So when it's no longer the popular format, are we still going to be reaching that kind of audience for this format to be viable? Because when you go to the store, you know, random Timmy that's playing the card game, you in chat right now, you're probably going to want to play whatever all of your friends are playing. It's like one of three things. You're either going to force people to play the format you want to play because you're driving the bus. You're going to play whatever all of your friends are playing, or you're just going to care specifically about whatever format is the one that matters for the upcoming qualifiers or majors or whatever. Like, oh, the next Pro Tour is this format. I care about that. Now, there's going to be overlap. Like, there's a Venn diagram where there's overlap between these things, but you at least understand what I'm trying to get at here. And if the format that people are caring about is Classic Constructed, for example, at the moment, and all your friends are playing that, and that's the current qualifier season, well, people are not going to give a fuck about the format anymore. And it might die an organic death from that type of stuff. I don't smell. I deodorize. Lucas smells, though. I've sat next to him. He's a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I'm a former Yu-Gi-Oh player. I'm reformed. He's not. He's a current Yu-Gi-Oh player. He link summons. So I have my concerns when it comes to that with Silver Age. This isn't me saying I hate Silver Age. This is me saying, hey, this is something that is a genuine concern for the longevity of the format. And I'm trying to be a canary in the coal mine here, say, hey, be aware that this could happen. I've seen this happen before. History doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly rhymes. I have no idea what that format is that you're talking about with Konami, so I can't say. But it's also probably not hard to do better than Konami does. They suck. I think that's the thing that makes me the most upset. Like, if this was like Konami or Bandai or something, or Wizards, I'd just be like, whatever, they're idiots making idiot decisions. Like, I don't have any expectation of these people because they've proven that they're idiots. Like, no shit, Bandai did something stupid. It's Bandai. It would be like that. But I have an emotional response to this when it comes to Flesh and Blood because it's apparent that the dev staff love this game and care about this game. You can tell they give a shit. And then when you see them repeatedly make dumb decisions, it's baffling. And you can only see that happen for so long before you get frustrated. Like, the whole launch of this set was kind of baffling to me. Scar for Scar, and this round's on me. You've got them saying that all heroes were supported. That just wasn't true. Like, it's such a meme that the only wager card in the set can't be used by the wager heroes. Like, what a joke. You've got that whole marketing thing talking about the $20 ticket to the $2 million Pro Tour, which I think was like a really bad marketing decision. You know, their whole thing was these products that we made are incredibly good. We promise we held back no punches. When you say those types of things, when you say this product is good enough that you could win a calling with it or top a calling, I forget exactly what they said, but you know what I'm trying to reference here. When you make a claim like that, and you oversell that grossly, you have to know that it's going to be incredibly scrutinized. Because anything short of delivering on what you promised is going to be seen as a failure. And that's why you don't see other companies do shit like that. Say that this is the best deck ever, you can go win the Pro Tour with us. Like, you don't see companies say that. They just say, it's a good product, buy it if you want it, right? Like, and then we saw the decks. We saw they were kind of butt cheeks. And then 24 hours later, James White moved the goalpost on that. Like, what he said on Twitter, something along the lines of, these are good entry products for new players that don't have collections built up. That's not what you said, though. You didn't. If you hadn't spent the past, like, 3 months saying in every dev talk the $20 ticket to the $2 million world tour, and for like making every dev on the dev talk say it and just parrot it, no one would have given a shit. If this was just, yeah, it's a good deck, you should buy it if you need a deck for the format, no one would have batted an eye at the quality of these decks. But because they kept saying that over and over again, that's going to be scrutinized. And then the decision to have no heroes in the set either is a complete joke. Like, god damn, the format is so stale right now. We needed new heroes so bad. I don't know how you thought Gravy being the only hero to enter Classic Constructed as a viable hero for the past Super Slam, Compendium, Mastery Pack Guardian, High Seas, the last 4 sets having one hero be viable in CC is a complete joke. That and more is where my frustration kind of comes from. And most of this is decisions. Like, I swear, stuff like that, we should market it this way, is like James or someone had the bright idea to start saying that, and no one can say no to him internally, so they just went with it. And he didn't have someone in his corner to be like, hey, James, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe that's a bad idea. Or he does, and he told that person to fuck off. Like, that's all I can imagine when I see something like this. And it's like, man, you got to have someone in your corner to be like, yo, homie, back off. Like, this isn't a good idea. You need to slow your roll. Because either he doesn't have someone in his corner to say that, or he does, and they're not doing their job. Or it wasn't him that came up with it, and some marketing person came up with it, and they're just an idiot. Like, that's their job, and that was a bad idea. I don't know. It's like every single scenario I can think of is this is wrong. And at the end of the day, like, these are their decisions. It's not like this happened. Like, the deciding to put High Seas Nationals on release weekend, that was a decision that they made. No one forced them to do that. Yes, the world situation was unexpectedly bad, and they couldn't have predicted that. But as a company distributing product, you can make the prediction that maybe something is going to happen, so you give yourself some leeway just in case. Do you not think pausing for a set to slow down hero bloat is a good idea? Like, if this is the only set we got this year that doesn't have heroes. But my problem is all the other sets also haven't really had heroes. Like, all the heroes were complete suck. And you look at all the heroes that are in the game, like, the hero bloat is kind of fake. Like, so many of them are just complete ass. It's not them not seeing play because the other things are just better than them. It's not a Tales of Aria Monarch situation where, like, no shit, these heroes don't see play. Why would you ever play these decks when you could play these older broken heroes? That's not the problem. All the other heroes are complete butt cheeks. Like Betsy and shit like that. It's like, it's not Gravy Bones that's the problem here. It's this hero's complete suck. I'm still overusing that, but whatever, deal with it. And I really don't think hero bloat is an issue that the game is currently facing. I think the rate that heroes are rotating out of the game is at a fairly healthy pace. Like, I think if the heroes that have come out in the past, like, 12 months, because we've had, what? Got a Remembrance this time. 3 from High Seas, 1 from Mastery Pack, 4 from Super Slam. So we've had 8 heroes roughly in the past 12 months, right? If 2 more saw play, like, we're good, then I think it'd be fine. But that's not the case. They're simply sleepers. Yeah, I'm sleeping right now, honk shoe. I think their entire testing team is dubious at best. They apparently brought on some of the blue pitch guys, I believe, which theoretically should help, but I don't know how long it's going to take for us to see the fruits of their labor, and I don't know exactly what their job is there. Because LSS does a great job of card design and flavor, hero identity, and just the overall ideas of what they put to paper. I think they do a great job with that. I think they do a subpar job when it comes to balance. Either things are unplayable dog ass or broken. Yes, since High Seas, Gravy is the only hero to make an impact on Classic Constructed. The other, Marlin and Puffin, suck. Valda, I mean, it says Guardian at the bottom. We don't have to continue talking about her. Same can be said for 50% of the heroes for a Super Slam, Guardian. And obviously the other 2 heroes from it aren't that good either. These heroes suck. I think after getting more cards, they'll eventually be good, but that's... Why are we printing heroes that out of the box suck? I think Blady sucks. I don't believe in this stupid ass Blades fatigue deck that people started playing recently. I think it sucks. I think it caught people with their pants down and they didn't have a plan. It's just like when Pablo won that calling on Bravo during the Lexi meta. People just were dumb and lost to it. Like, I think that was still a terrible deck. Bad decks can win sometimes. Can't see the M's. Ooh, foil lobotomy. There's a lot of M's. This is what we've gotten so far. These are the foil Majestics and other random things. So many M's. Is that better? Yeah, I assume... Oh, I did not know this came cold foil. That's really cool. Yeah, I assume it's going to take a while for them to have any impact on things, but who knows how long it's going to take and how much impact that's actually going to have, because it depends on, like, what they actually work on. Like, are they just testing mostly finished products? Are they involved in card design at all? I have no idea. I'm hopeful that they are going to help with things, but... And even then, I think it's only, like, 2 guys. LSS... their testing team just plays a different fab than the rest of us are. Like, their idea of the game is just different. Like, how could they not have tested Gravy with all of the tipples? How could they not have tested Zen? That's not where that goes. Zen with Bonds, right? Like, how could you not have tested these? How could you not test Starvo with just put in all the element cards and just casino every turn? But that's a problem. Like, the hero that wants to make a shitload of gold, I'm not going to test this hero with any of the gold generation. Like, what are we doing? Like, how is that not obvious to test? I know what the Zen excuse is. I don't think the Zen excuse is valid. You printed a hero whose hero power is Demonic Tutor. How did you not think to test the hero that has Demonic Tutor as the hero power with the different cards that it could tutor for? That just seems obvious to, like, what... When you're testing something and you make a checklist of the things that you'd want to see, that seems like an obvious thing to check. It doesn't matter if Plunder Run Chain was the thing they literally didn't test Casino Starvo. What was it? Is it I think his name was Jacob Pearson? The guy with the tattoo sleeve. I believe it was him that was in charge of Starvo or something like that. Don't quote me on this. This is just like an old story that I'm definitely paraphrasing incorrectly. But I'm pretty sure it was something like he said Casino Starvo was just bad and they just didn't test it. And it's like, what do you mean? Just play a game with it and see if it works. It's that type of testing that's like, I don't trust your ability to balance things if this is how you're going about testing shit. And but all of this is solved by just hiring more people. Like, you just have to hire people that are good at testing, and that solves the problem, which they are making strides to do by bringing on the blue pitch guys. That's a step in the right direction to solve a problem that's existed. Sink Below, that's a good one. And boom. Premeditate's a good card. So far, really haven't hit very many good things here. So far, a single shelter is the only thing that we've hit. We got a little concerned about this box opening. Zen thing is even worse when Katsu with Bonds was an actual deck ever since release. And they printed... Yeah, like, what do you mean you didn't test this? This is ridiculous. Like, that format also had other problems, but, like, how can you not have tested these things? Like, come on. Oh, we already have the pull ratios on things? I didn't know that. You guys unzipped me. I didn't want to yap about this. I wanted to have a nice, relaxing pack opening stream and review the set. You're like, no, no, Pheno. Give us the tea. Complain about the game. How much are the Marvel Heroes going for? Thirsty ass bitches. I'm actually thirsty. I'm gonna go for some more water in a sec. 50's not bad. See if they actually sell. Oh. Okay, let's move back onto the set review. Where were we? Legs. Quell 1 boots. Well, that's interesting. I haven't seen Quell in a minute. That seems dubious. I don't really think these are going to see play. I don't even know if that's Sage good, to be honest. Moving on to the rares. We got 0 cost Mechanologist attack. It has 1 power and 3 defense. Evo upgrade. This gets +1 for each Evo you have equipped. I don't really know how to... Got another Prism. Huh. Does that move the piles closer to me? I keep edging backwards. They're like in my way. I'm gonna do some pack maintenance in a sec. Make some more room for myself. Yeah, I don't really know how to evaluate this because I think the Teklo stuff still isn't very good. I think it is better now, but I don't think that Teklo is saved by any of the new stuff yet. So, yeah, this is theoretically pretty good in Teklo if it gets going, but I don't think it changes enough for the deck. And it's not a blue that you can pitch for later, so that's kind of annoying. Speed Demon! 0 cost Mechanologist attack at red that has 3 power and 3 defense. That's Scrap. If you control Hyperdriver, it gets +1, so it's a 0 for 4. When this attacks, if it scrapped a Hyperdriver, create a Hyperdriver token with 2 steam counters. That's kind of cool. Huh. That's not bad. Again, we're still on the gotta play Hyperdrivers. But now we're starting... Why does this card even exist? Who thought it was a good idea printing that in the set and making it a Majestic? What a troll. Like, all this Hyperdriver stuff, it's like, it's gonna suck until you hit the critical mass where it's finally good. I don't think we're there yet. Next, we have a blue 0 cost mech attack, 1 power and 3 defense. It has boost. When this attacks, the next attack you boost this combat chain gets +2. Huh. So it's functionally a 0 for 3 boost at blue. This is very good. This is going to see play in, I think, all the mechs. I think this is just a good card. I think this is one of our first... Yeah, this is just going to see play in CC cards that we've looked at. Oh, there's a lot of rares for mech. Why do they have so many rares? Yeah, the other classes had a set of rare equipment, and 1 rare. Mechanologist has a set of equipment. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 8 equipment. I'm sorry. 8 rares. Huh. That's really weird. Next we have a mech item, and more disappointment as we move into the next box. What does that have anything to do with the card count? I don't understand. Why does it matter that it's a Teklo card? Genuine question. I don't understand why that matters. Assembly module. We got a 0-cost blue mechanologist item that does not defend. It has crank. And I can't open the pack. Fiddler's green, and this round's on me. This round is certainly not on me. I'm very poor after these box openings. This enters the arena with a steam counter on it. At the start of your turn, destroy this unless you remove a steam counter on it, and as action, tap this, search your deck for a hyperdriver, put it onto the arena, then shuffle. It's okay. Hyperdrivers normally cost 1, right? So, like, in theory, this is a blue that you're putting in your deck that trades up because it grabs a hyperdriver. So you're cheating the mana cost on it. Also, deck thins. It also means that you can kind of time it in interesting ways where, like, maybe I don't want the hyperdriver now, so I'll try getting it next turn because I didn't crank this as it entered. I don't think this card is terrible. Got a Stonewall Gauntlet, finally something. Had to get something eventually. Boom, boom. I don't know if you care about decking out necessarily when you're playing Combo Max. But I also don't know what the combo is anymore, so you don't have a... Not Max V. What's the name of the card? Funny make action points card. High Octane, that's the name. Like, I don't actually even see the vision of how you're winning the game playing Max anymore. So, like, for all these hyperdrivers to matter, you need a payoff. What's the payoff? Sure, it's a Dio card. You're not putting this in Dio. Like, what are we doing? There's so many better things to do in Dio. Evo base head. Oh, this is the... I think these all do the same thing. Battle Worn 1, 0 cost blue. Evo heads cost 1 less to play. Chest. Arms. Boots. Oh, double Majestic pack. I mean, this is like the cycle of cards that the Teklo players are screaming over, being like, this changes everything, right? I think it's pretty good. I think Teklo's still missing... Oh, we got another one of the cold foil boots for Wizard. Nice. Hey, chat, can someone tell me how much these cold foil boots are? Tempest Dancers. I just don't know if this is going to move the needle enough for Tekla. That's like really what I think of when I look at these. It definitely makes it better, but you still have quite a few flaws in the deck. I think this at least makes the deck like function now, where like what you're doing isn't a complete joke of like none of these cards actually work. $12. I'm surprised it's that little. Obviously very good for Tekla. I feel like he still needs something else though. You know what? Maybe what he's missing is some hyperdriver cards. I think that's probably the glue that he's missing. Murph. All right, next on to the commons. These come in a cycle. This is a 0-cost, 3 power, 3 defense boost card. If an Evo has been banished from boosting this turn, this gets +1. I mean, I guess if you're going to put boost cards in your Teklo deck, this is probably something to go towards. I don't think this is very good, though. But, like, you'll probably play that in Teklo if you need this kind of effect. What? It's literally just 0 to 50, right? Why did we get differently named 0 to 50? Why is this eating up 3 card slots in the set? That's a good point. Does it having wrench in the name matter for anything? But they could have also just chosen to not make it a fucking head jab, right? Like, Max is so down horrendous, why are we giving him head jabs? Like, we could just give him good cards, you know? Oh, it has wrench in the card typing. I didn't notice that. I don't actually know what Clamp Press does. This is the Transform card? No, it's the Wrench buff card. E2B with 2 Steam counters and has Crank, and it just buffs your wrenches. Yeah, I don't think that is enough to make that good. I mean, if we get more wrench cards, maybe. Wrench Tribal. I'd watch it, Pat. Okay, on to Ranger. You know, my Gravy deck actually still had chart in it until, like, a few weeks ago. On to Ranger. So this is... Oh, it's a trap. So it is a... I think there's multiple chests, if I remember correctly. So it's Cloaked Ranger Chest Trap. When this is equipped while this is equipped face down, when an attack with Go Again hits you, destroy this and create a frailty under each opponent's control. And that counts as triggering a trap, right? So Riptide would still deal 1. That seems pretty good. I don't think it's CC good, but like the chest is such a valuable card slot. That's pretty reasonable. That's like maybe Silver Age good if like you're against a Ranger Mirror, I guess. Same thing, but reaction for Blood Rot, and then greater power for Inertia. I can see the Inertia one be pretty decent because that's worth a full card. But it's pretty niche. Can't believe we're talking about Riptide stuff and Jesse isn't here to chime in. What's the point of having a Riptide main in your friend group if he's not going to be here to yap about Riptide when you're yapping about Riptide? Why do we keep him on payroll? Oh, these seemed okay. I think they're, like, at best Silver Age cards. I don't think these are going to see constructed play, but I could see a universe where, like, the meta is so fast. Like, we're in a MST situation where the meta is ridiculously fast, and maybe the Inertia one is good in that meta or something like that. Outside of that, seems pretty dubious because, I mean, Tunic is a hell of a drug. How can you play something other than Tunic? Sink Below and Cold Foil Ripple Away. So far, we've opened 0 of the Fables that we've been promised, which is actually really unfortunate because I actually want some of these Fables. Like, I literally don't own a Eye of Ophidia, and I really would like to own one of those. And then we got Boots. So it's kind of interesting. Ranger got 3 chests and boots, so no gloves or hat. Legs, Battleworn 1, attack reaction, pay 1, destroy this. Target arrow with greater than its base gets go again. That's pretty good. Maybe would have played this in Azalea back in the day. $1's kind of expensive. But maybe I changed my cost curve of the deck where I play more blues and more 1 costs. I think these are pretty good. On to the rares. We got the anti-Bravo Starvo one, where it is a 3-block res defense reaction, and it cares exactly does your opponent have Bazinga for Starvo, and then it takes away their Bazinga. So when this defends an attack with greater than its base, dominate, and go again, it must meet all of the conditions, then it gets -2, loses, and can't gain abilities. So it's an anti-Bazinga. Your card is now vanilla. Okay, I'm glad that we got this LL card after we had the only LL event ever, basically. Thanks, LSS. Right on time. Right on cue. Into the commons already. Now, this one starts off as a blue, so this is a cycle of blue traps. So they don't come in multiple pitches, but there's multiple blue traps. And this is the action traps, where they are action cards that happen to have the trap subtyping. So this is an action that creates a courage token under target hero's control and has go again. Probably don't want to play it for that text, to be honest. That kind of sucks. Like, yeah, you could give them a courage to turn on your future traps, but, like, is that really what we're trying to do with our life? Got a Marvel Sigil. I have not actually read this card yet. I guess we'll review this card now. When this enters or leaves the arena, you may banish another aura from your graveyard. If you do, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero at the beginning of your action phase. Destroy this. And it is a Runeblade action aura 3-block. And has go again when you play it. It's pretty reasonable. This actually could have been pretty interesting in Florian, to banish Earth auras to turn on your hero power with only 2 decomposes. Not really relevant anymore. I guess you can play that in Silver Age, so that way you only have to decompose a single time. Technically, you could decompose 0 times with that and just play 2 of those. I think it's pretty okay just for that text. Do we have any Blood Debt can play from banish Runeblade auras? I don't think so. Like, is there any shenanigans you can do that with banishing a Blood Debt card and then replaying it from banish? And then this has the text, the trap on screen of when this defends an attack with greater than its base, remove a +1 counter from target permanent. That is a very niche effect. I can see this being good when you're trying to target a very specific deck. So this is just like a kind of a niche sideboard card. Oh, we got a Spring Tunic. I didn't know that you got legendaries in these. Boom. I'm still also kind of sad that they made extended art foil tunic in this set. That feels like kind of a fuck you to the people that picked up extended art tunics back in the day. I saw a lot of Reddit threads talking about that. Of like people complaining about that, and then everyone in the comments being like, boo to that person, which is like, okay, thanks. Nice contribution to the conversation. But I don't. I want to give my 2 cents on that. I really didn't like that they did that. I think it's a little shitty to the people that invested early in the game, but I will acknowledge that I feel like the collector's market of the game has kind of died. I think the collector side of the game died with Saint leaving the game, to be honest. Obviously there's still people that collect, but like, you know what I mean? Like that high-end collector side of the market kind of went away. So I think the game being flexible and maneuvering through the market and saying we realize that that's not really a selling point of the game anymore, so we need to make this about players, is a good thing. What I would have preferred is if they said, hey, we're changing what we're doing as a company. We're no longer going to maintain that same reprint policy anymore. But we're going to hold true to that with the things that we already printed. So now, moving forward, when we print cards, you know what we print now moving forward, that old print policy doesn't apply to anymore. But we're still going to honor the people that early invested in the game and their collection and not pull the rug on them. I think I would have preferred that. And like, this doesn't impact me at all. The reprint policy of they're not going to reprint like hold foils or certain like high-end things. Now they never said that was the case with promos, and that tunic was a promo. So no, but it to me it's like in the spirit of the policy. And I realize that's, you know, the spirit of the policy doesn't really matter. I still feel like it's kind of a middle finger to those people. And I can feel however I want to feel about it. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me either way. I don't own this tunic. It doesn't actually impact me. I just feel like it's kind of shitty to those people. Oasis and hold the line. Nice. Also, hello, Hamal. Yeah, this is a reasonable silver bullet if we're in a meta where having +1 counters on things is relevant and you need a way to interact with that. We're not currently in that world, so this isn't very good right now, but this is a good sideboard card, which seems to be the theme of a lot of the cards in this set. It's either, we were talking about this on the last stream, it's a lot of cards that are either supporting a strategy that doesn't really exist yet, and like, I guess we'll see later what happens, or sideboard cards. Now, as we've gotten into the commons and rares, there's also cards supporting strategies that are under-supported, like Hyperdriver and Evos and things like that. But there's a lot of sideboard cards in this set. You know, in my opinion, I think if people have the card, they were probably holding on to them anyways. If they were stockpiling those expensive cards, then I don't feel bad for them. Sure, you can not feel bad for them. I feel bad for someone like I think there's some percentage of people out there that went, this is an expensive card that has meaning to me, and I know that I can sell this one day when I decide to get out of the game, and it's going to maintain value because it's Tunic. And now those people have a card that didn't necessarily maintain value. So I feel for that person. I don't think everyone is in either the category of, also got a cold foil of this light card, the Bolton thing. I don't think everyone is in the two categories of either you're a whale that hoards or you're a peasant that doesn't have shiny cards. I don't think everyone is in those two camps. I think there's some people out there that just had it because they liked the card and knew they could sell out of it one day. Now, maybe it'll still hold value because it is a collector's piece. I don't know. I just know how I feel about it. How I feel about it isn't going to change. Saint was the guy that recorded the Yuanji, that collector channel, right? What happened with him? Yes. I also did some videos with him. He used to be the sponsor for our team. He also did a lot to help Flesh and Blood grow to what it was early on in the game. He was an important character in the growth of the game. He was definitely a character in the game. And if you want to see what happened, go to, what is it, like Riddler or something like that, go to his channel. He did like an interview with him, and he said a bunch of really heinous shit. A lot of things that you don't want to say about other groups in the community. I'm just going to leave it at that. It was a bad look. I don't know why he thought it was necessary to talk about those things on a podcast, but he did. And a lot of people had their eyes open about him from that. And he got, like, Omega canceled from it and left the game. Yeah, I think it was, like, more than political, though. I think it was, like, going after minority groups within the community as well. If I remember correctly, it's been, like, a long time since I watched it. But it was not good. At a minimum, it was you're allowed to have your own opinions on things. Probably not the smartest to have those opinions on a podcast. You probably could have just kept that to yourself and been better off for it. That's like the good way to look at it. That's the, like, you know how we're talking about earlier, these cards just aren't good yet. That's like that kind of way of looking at it, of like, that's the best we can really say about it. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, obviously after that, team cut ties with him, being like, whoa, no, we don't support those kind of views. And then he got Omega canceled. Sag. I didn't enjoy talking with him. He was an interesting person to talk to. A lot of life experiences that I could never have. So it was interesting kind of seeing how he views the world. It's not just him, it was the people that he brought into the high-end market as well. This Brian Gottlieb pick thing is a new lore to me. Yeah, it makes me sad, because, like, I actually, I enjoyed making some content with him, too. I had a actually really good, like, podcast type of thing on his channel once with me and Yuanji, just kind of shooting the shit in the hotel with him. He was just recording, but me and Yuanji had, like, a really good talk about things of, like, kind of the future of the game and, like, formats and everything. And this is before the whole Silver Age LL thing happened, and it was us talking about those types of things. And that was, like, a really good conversation. That video never really did well. Pummel, first Pummel, and Premeditate. Oh, that's cool. If only we could actually open this card. Yeah, do not agree with his views on things, and I can't support someone having those kind of views. It kind of turned into the uncle at Thanksgiving that you're like, oh man, I can't talk with this person, if you know what I mean. I wish for the best for him. Yeah, if he had a redemption arc, I would have been very supportive of that. If he was like, I made mistakes, apology video, apology YouTube video with a ukulele, I would have been in full support of that. Like, I think people can change, and I would have been very supportive of that. But kind of double down on it instead. I think he made a second podcast with that guy too, and talked a bunch of smack. I think he talked a bunch of smack about us, but I just like, we were like, whatever, man. It is what it is. I hope he's doing okay. What card did we stop on? I think we were doing the traps, right? So it seems like this whole cycle is kind of like the chests where they all do a very similar thing. Yeah, anyways. Multiple hours into the stream. We're in the anyways territory. So this one makes a courage under their control. This one makes a frailty under their control. This one makes a quicken under their control. The different things to trigger the Riptide traps. This one, the courage token one, removes a +1 counter from a permanent. The frailty one makes them discard a card. And the quicken one taps a hero or ally. Yeah, all niche, useful cards in very specific metagames. Now, this one does come in a pitch cycle. This one I think is actually pretty good. Is a 0-cost ranger action trap. And importantly, the last ones were actions and traps. The next arrow gets +3, so this is just a vanilla rate ranger pump. That's perfectly fine. I would just play this card normally. But it also has, when this defends, the attacking hero... When this defends and the attacking hero has dealt arcane damage this turn, create a Spellbane Aegis token. I think that's pretty good. So it gets 3 on offense or 3 on defense. Not the most exciting, but yeah, I think it's reasonable. And then that's all of the Ranger cards. Overall, I think this is the best one. And then the rest of them are like niche sideboard cards. This is also pretty good. But I don't even think you play this in anything right now in CC. Maybe Riptide. Maybe. The problem is that the new boots that we got, the legendary ones, are very good. So it's like hard finding a reason to play this. It'd be that your deck is very red dense, but then you don't have pitch cards. I don't agree with that. I think the Ranger card pool is very good. I think Ranger has one of the best class card pools in the entire game. Oh, this comes extended art. Didn't know that. Ranger is not Guardian. Ranger has very good cards. Ranger was Majestic Soup before Assassin was Majestic Soup. They have so many good Majestics. The problem right now, as I see it, is we only have 2 Rangers. One of them sucks. The other one is missing glue pieces to function as a hero. Now on to Runeblade. And then we have Wizard. How far? So we're like... Sheesh. Like, we might finish this tomorrow. I think what my plan is we'll get through Arcane Rising heroes, and then we'll finish up the rest tomorrow. We did quite a bit of yapping about other things. Now, of course, LSS's favorite, Runeblade. Of course, all of these cards are going to be fantastic. Yeah, I have no idea, man. As far as the cold foil, rainbow foil thing, I what's going on. Helm of Might and Magic. This card is actually pretty good. It is a Blade Break 1, Spell Void 1. So no matter what, you get 1 out of it. Technically, you could sometimes get more out of it if they attack and don't close the combat chain, and you can get the Spell Void while it's still on the chain. That's pretty difficult to do. Your opponent can just close the combat chain on you. But what's nice about this is it Blade Break 1 that you can also play for the Spell Void 1 against something like a Sigil of Suffering. So it ends up getting 2 instead, and importantly, makes so they don't cover up your break point on defense anymore, so you can still get your on hit. So in Sage, specifically with the current card pool, I think this is very good. When Sigil Suffering leaves, I don't think this is as good anymore, though. This is like exactly for the Runeblade mirrors right now, as I see it. This chest is very good, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the gloves. The gloves are very good. This is a Arcane Barrier 1 chest that also has the instant destroy this and a rune chant you control to prevent 1 arcane damage that would be dealt to you this turn. I don't think this is very good. I guess if you're going to play AB1 chest anyways, this is strictly better than playing no rune, but in Sage, I guess you'll play this if you want AB3, but you're never going to play this in CC, and a lot of the times I don't even think that you want to play AB3 and Runeblade just because you want to kill them, but you never know with something like Kano, maybe you want the AB3. So Sage, playable, I guess. Now these gloves are very good. Guardwell 2, so already off to a strong start. And then it has action XX1. Destroy this, return target aura with X cost from your graveyard to your hand. That does not have go again, importantly. You can just pay X equals 0, and then just pay 1 resource into this, which is pretty good. So you just return something like Malefic. Is it Malefic Incantation? I think that's the name of the card. You can return that to your hand, or you can return this card. Let me find it real quick. Thought it was a rare. This card. Sigil of Volteris. It is a Runeblade Lightning instant aura. It's a blue that costs 0. When it enters or leaves, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy this. It is a blue that is lightning for, what's the name of the thing? Starfall. And it is an aura for this. And it's a blue that's worth 2. A blue that's worth 2 is pretty good. So I think these are very good gloves. Like, the fact that you can return something, I think it's just upside on it. Like, you're just going to play it because it's Guardwell 2. And then sometimes the anti-fatigue aspect of this text is going to come up. So it's just like, you free roll the Guardwell 2, and then in grindy matchups, this sometimes matters. Got a Scar for a Scar, and Remembrance. Wow, this has been complete suck. Holy shit, this set sucks to open. Well, at least we know that the price of legendaries is not going to be impacted by this set. Because you can't fucking open them. So I guess the game is not becoming more accessible to people. I guess I have something new to complain about. Ooh. But I'm not going to complain about this. This is gorgeous. I didn't know this came cold foil. Wow, that's cool. Get a sleeve for this one. Yes, it is an instant. I believe I said that. Yeah, these gloves are incredible. They are going to see play in Sage. They're never going to see play in CC, though, unless you, like, really need the anti-fatigue text. Will it, though? I think it's just going to stop the prices from continuing to climb on a lot of these cards. And they're going to stabilize at the price for a while. And then business as usual to go back up because we probably won't get a meaningful reprint for a long time on a lot of these cards. That's what happened in Magic all the time. Like, we get a reprint that was not that meaningful, but enough that it kind of stopped the prices from going up. They stagnated that price for a while, and then go back to climbing because we didn't get a reprint for another 6 months to, like, 2 years. Could be different. Because, like, if, you know, the player growth is actually happening like they've been saying, then there's more demand for these cards than there was before. So more of them are disappearing from the market as well. And these aren't cards that are disappearing from people's collections either, so people are just holding on to these cards. They're not cards that, like, cycle back into the market. Next, we have the Runeblade Boots. They have Temper 1, and if you've been dealt damage this turn, it gets +1. That's pretty good against some of the good wide decks. Block 3 boots. Sorry, been dealt arcane damage this turn, specifically. So, really just anti-mirror card, I guess. Really came in with fuck the mirror cards, huh? On to the rares. This is the marble that we opened earlier. This is the banish auras from your graveyard to deal 1 arcane damage twice. I think the card is, again, reasonable if there's any synergy with either Decompose or Blood Debt type of things. Currently can't really utilize that too well in CC, but maybe in Sage there's some room there. If you've dealt, not been dealt? You're talking about the boots? Oh, if you've dealt damage. Oh. My brain autofilled the text that made more sense on defending equipment. Well, that changes things. So this only works if you block with Sigil of Suffering? Is there any other way to deal arcane damage on your opponent's turn in Runeblade? I guess there's some of the Majestics, like that Invert Existence. Ooh, we got a Marble Kano. Okay, yeah, Shock. That seems like a quite the dubious use of a shock. I'm gonna shock you so my boots can block for 1 more. I think I'd rather just cast whatever that card was. Oh, true, the sigils. Yeah, we do now have those being added to the decks. So, okay. Okay, so if you're gonna play the sigils in your deck, then this is a pretty reasonable include. Okay, that's actually pretty good then. My opinion immediately has changed on this card. Because I think the sigil, the lightning sigil, is just a good card that you should just include in your deck as a blue, because it's a blue that's worth 2. It's functionally a blue lightning surge. That doesn't require it being in your arsenal, so it's more flexible. But then it also gains you value on your boots. And it gains you value on both boots, because you could also play the lightning boots, Twinkle Toes, with the sigil. So you still get 2 block out of that instead into like an arcane matchup. But this is obviously better, getting 3 block out of these boots. This is pretty good. Are people playing this? I think I'm going to stop after this couple packs and finish up doing the Runeblade cards and then call it a night. Is anyone playing these boots in Sage right now? Like, in any of the decks that have topped? If not, I think this is actually sleeper good. And not in the way that we were using sleeper good earlier, where that was just meant that it was bad. Much like these polls. These polls were sleeper good. Keck W. Yeah, I think these boots are really good if you're going to play the sigils. Okay, we're going to do these 2 Runeblade commons and these couple wizard cards and then call it a night. Runic Fellsong, 3 for 7, Runeblade attack, 3 block. When this attacks, you may banish an aura from your graveyard. If you do, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. These are out of the boxes that we did. I think we did. We're not done opening yet. We're gonna finish up tomorrow. But I did. I think 16 boxes. This is what we opened in 16 boxes. This is cold foil. This is cold foil. Cold foil. And cold foil. One legendary. 2 legendaries. 3 legendaries. 3 legendaries in 16 boxes seems, according to chat so far, seems like that's really good, which is kind of depressing. Anyways, Runic Fellsong. This card's really good. It's a 3 for 8 that also advances you towards your Decompose if you play any Earth auras. And in Sage, you only need to get 1 extra card in your banish to turn on your hero power after decomposing, because it's, what, 4 for the young heroes to turn on your hero power? So you decompose once, play this, and now your hero's online. The art is sick. I mean, that being said, guys, I buy and sell singles, so if you guys want any of the cards that you see here, let me know. I sell cards. If you want to sell me anything, I also buy cards. And since we're not opening packs anymore, I'm just going to make big. Make big. Yeah, I got the 40 pack of ramen. I buy singles, so I'll anything that you would like to sell, I'll buy. I buy other card games too, not just Flesh and Blood. Anywho, back to if you're interested about buying and selling, just DM me on any of my socials. Discord's probably the easiest. Your collection might be a little out of my range. Not after these ramen pulls. Yeah, Runic Fellsong's really good. My question is, what do we have for Earth auras that we could put in the deck? The only ones that I can really think of is the one that makes the embodiment of Earth, or the shelter one. I can't think of any other that we can play in Silver Age. There's obviously the channels that you could play in CC. That doesn't matter in Sage. And there's not obviously a card I would play in CC, as that hero is no longer legal. Harvest Season? Which one's Harvest Season? Well, if Trump wins that lawsuit, the government definitely can't afford it. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. There's also the one that gives +3 power. So yeah, like, you could play those in Silver Age, I guess. And then play one of these and now your hero power's online? That seems reasonable. I think this is pretty good. Next we have Weeping Battleground. Red Runeblade defense reaction. Oh, this is the Sigil of Suffering at home. You may banish an aura from your graveyard if you do deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. Strictly worse than Sigil of Suffering, but, I mean, you do have the upside if it's kind of like this. I guess this is Rootbound Carapace at home, honestly. I'm curious if we're going to get any more Earth auras. Or any other, like, interactions with this. Or, I wonder if there's... Are there any shadow auras that we can play from Banished? I can't think of any. Oh, wait, there's a... Chains of Mephistopheles? Or I guess in this game it's Mephetis, right? Blood Debt. Is there no way to search aura? I'm surprised aura isn't one of the check boxes up here. Subtype? There's type, but I don't see aura here. There's no aura under type. Oh, scroll down more. I didn't see that I could scroll down even more. Aura. Boom. Yep, so this is the only one that would work. Can you play this from Banish? Yes, you can. So maybe there's something interesting there. Probably not, though. Thoughts on... I don't know what card that is. If you control a gold, this gets +1 defense. It has temper 2, or temper 1, so then it goes to 2. As an action, you can pay 2, destroy this. The next time you would draw a card from gold this turn, instead draw 2 cards, go again. So this functionally is a gold token that doesn't have the subtyping gold. I don't really see the point of this. You don't play gold and gravy for drawing off of gold. That just is an incidental thing that you'll do in the game. But, like, I need my helmet to make my deck function. I don't need my deck to be a win more card when my... If I have gold to burn, and I'm just drawing willy-nilly off of my gold, I probably already won the game. Okay, that's it for Runeblade cards. On to Wizard. Shroud of the Fate Watcher. Blade break, but doesn't defend for anything. But when it leaves the arena, create a Sigil of Fate token. And that is a new token. It just isn't here. Okay, I guess we're searching Sigil of Fate. Am I blind? It just isn't here. Okay. It's with the wizard cards? Ah, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Okay, it makes this token. When this leaves the arena, opt 1. Beginning of your action phase, destroy this. So you are trading your hat for opt 1. That does not seem very good to me. We're not at the draw my cards yet, so I don't really have an opinion on that yet. This isn't a set review, this is an initial impressions, because I actually haven't read all the cards in the set yet. No, my box opening was butt cheeks so far. I still have more to open. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, man. I still have no, 6 cases left to open, so we'll do that tomorrow. I'm getting tired, though, so I just want to finish up the Arcane Rising Heroes and then go to bed. And then we'll stream around the same time tomorrow and finish up the set review, finish up the pack openings and everything. Yeah, I don't think this looks particularly good, but maybe there's something with Kano with this. There's always some shenanigans with Kano, but this doesn't look very good to me. But I can't really evaluate how good this is for Wizard. Robe of Resourcefulness. When this leaves the arena, gain 2 resources, and it doesn't defend. So it's just a chest that makes 2 resources on your opponent's turn. That seems pretty good. I could see the C play in Kano, actually, in CC. Oh, wait. Blaze? Does Blaze do stuff on the opponent's turn? I think she does. Yeah, this is a good chest. Another Blade Break that doesn't have defense value, and when this leaves the arena, destroy target aura token. That seems really good. What does this blow up that's, like, really good for them? Yeah, good point that the combat chain needs to close. What does this blow up that matters for them? I don't think getting a spell being Aegis is, like, really that impactful. Killing an embodiment of lightning is kind of cute. And agility, yeah, like one of those types of things. That's cute, but, like, I don't think you're, like, that concerned about that in Wizard. You're trying to kill them, not die. But maybe that's not true. Like, 1 Spectral Shield is kind of whatever. Kill their Ponder token is kind of interesting. Kill their fealty. That's so cringe. He thought Scour was annoying. Oh, killing a Soul Shackle is pretty good, but that's not legal in the format anymore. Does it destroy any or under your opponent's control? Because blowing up an inertia would be pretty good. Any. So, blowing up an inertia could be pretty good. No, I'm not ready to go off yet. I'm going to blow that up so you don't fuck up my combo. Arcane Barrier 2 boots. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of, like, how... Like, if it's Wizard. We're trying to do shenanigans here, right? Like, just getting, like, a little bit of value out of our gloves. I have higher aspirations out of my equipment in Wizard than getting 1 or 2 points of value. I would like to use my equipment to kill my opponent dead. Arcane Barrier 2. Okay. Okay, business. On to the rares. We got Glyph Power Spell. Oh, man, I love me a Beef Wellington. I haven't had that in a while. Oh, this is the new Burn Bear, right? It's a 2-cost wizard action 3-block that deals 4 to any target, but if you control a card with Sigil in the name, it instead deals 6. This card is incredibly good. This card is nuts. I don't know. I'm surprised they printed this card kind of good. Yeah, this card's incredible. This is going to see play in CC and, like, Acilio, probably. And you were going to die to it. And, like, the 2 cost is pretty relevant, because that's much easier for them to pay. Like, they don't always have the blue. And it being 2, so, you know, in some scenarios, they're not going to have the Sigil in place, so they have to actually activate their stick. That's going to be relevant. Like, yeah, you're losing out on the 2 damage because you don't have a Sigil, but you don't have the option. This is what you have in your hand right now for an arcane damage spell. This is a life that you are currently living. And you're not going to just not activate your staff and waste all that damage, right? Painful Premonition, 0 cost. Wizard action, 3-block, deal 3 arcane to any target. If it deals arcane damage, create a Sigil of Fate token. So, deal 3, make a opt token. Seems okay. And 1 cost, make 3 of those Sigil of Fates. And this is an instant. This could be interesting. But I don't know how to really value the Sigil of Fates. I'm not a wizard person, so I'm sure someone that's, like, deep in this class will be able to have a better opinion about these. But, like, when I read them, they seem shit. But I'm sure a lot of people say the same about illusionist cards, and then they find out how broken they are. Which one is Glyph Overlay? Yeah, that's a good combo. And it's an instant. So you can still do both in the same turn. So it's essentially, this is nugging them for 3 and letting you opt 3 next turn. So it's a 1 for 3 that doesn't use your action point. So it's like, what, a snapback at that point? That's not bad. And then you gain life. So it's a 3-card 7 that lets you opt 3 and... Oh, wait, but then if you get the Surge, you shuffle all the aura permanents. So they just go away so you don't get the ops. It's still a 3-card 7, which is not that good. Wizard math, though. Yeah, I don't really know how to evaluate this. But that is it. Oh, right, it's when they leave the arena, not... Yeah, you would still get it, but you get it now, so you're fixing your draw. Okay. Okay. That doesn't seem that good, but that's interesting. All that when I could just do this, right? All those hoops when I could just burn bare my opponent. Okay, so we are going to finish this up tomorrow, starting with the Illusionist cards, which is obviously where I want to start. We're going to get into the ones that I have an opinion on. Illusionist and Necromancer, and actually the Ranger cards. I am known to play Ranger on occasion. I played Lexi, I played Azalea, and then all of the talent cards. So we're going to get through the rest of this tomorrow, open up some more boxes. I'm going to shoot for like 8, 9 o'clock again. We'll see. You guys can see when I post the starting soon stream thing. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. Anyone that's still here, appreciate you guys. Again, if you would like any of the cards you see me open, shoot me a DM on Discord or Twitter. If you want to sell me anything, same thing, shoot me a DM. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Have a great